Welcome, you guys. I'm Info,
And I'm Tech.
and y'all better show us some respect.
That's
Yeah,
right. Gotta put some respect on our name.
y'all better. We're coming to you guys with this powerful topic. This topic that's really a global, mobile type topic. A lot of times, I guess it's the hardest topic to really face. You know, eye to eye. Um, this topic it's going to trigger some people. Okay. So if you're the triggering type, this may not be for you. Okay. So without further ado, Tech, tell them what it is.
So the topic today is, well, this is part two. We're talking about parents, and I know something about honoring your parents and also honoring parents who might have abused alcohol or abused drugs back in the past, and they have recovered from it. And we're
And and that is the one we're focusing on, those parents, right? So, we're not talking about any other parents right now. We're going to kind of specifically, we'll get to a part three. All right. But right now, Tech, we must talk about those parents who have recovered and turned their life around. It's very vital.
Mhm.
Okay. So what we're talking about right now today is parents who have turned their life around, left the drug scene, left the alcohol scene, living a narrow life, narrow, straight and narrow life on a right path, you know, um, and are productive citizens, um, upright citizens, all right, people who are destined to be respected, okay? Um, they are active parents,
Thank you.
you know, um, some of them even active grandparents, all right? And
Mhm.
still they have no respect from their immediate children because of their past mistakes. So, like I said, if you guys are not ready for this one, you might want to bow out now because it's going to get gritty.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, so what me and Tech took the liberty of doing is kind of, like checking out the cards. We were going to check out the cards and see what the parents were dealing with, like what the parents were dealing with at this time, or what made them the way they were, not at the time they were using drugs, okay? What made them what made them turn to the drug life? All right.
I
So
want to correct her. I decided to not let Info take the liberty of pulling some cards. So we'll
yeah,
see what Miss Info found for us, for the parents, so we can go ahead.
and I want to piggyback and intercede and interject that because me and Tech, as I said, we made that decision together as well, to have the cards picked to try to, just try to get some lighting on it, to shed some lighting on it. And what I see so far, you guys, is the parents, suffered a lot of loss when, as they were growing up. They suffered a lot of losses, okay? Some of them even had the type of siblings that you would consider lost. Maybe their siblings were on drugs and they were lost, okay? So these things, they followed through their lifespan, occurring in, like, they felt like they were a total loss. Anytime your siblings are not available for you, attended to you, and stuff like that, your older siblings or your siblings at heart, this follows through life. This make you think of life as loss, early on in life. All right. first of all, endings follow us through life, okay? And that's another thing. These losses, they concluded the word of ending, things always ending, ending. This is how the parents, you know, they grew up thinking, you know, this is the loss, this is ending, this is over, all right? Before it begins. Endings follows us through life. They are not just bereavements. Endings of careers or job, endings of friendships and romantic relationships. Endings mean loss, all right? And as well as a change, a new beginning, which is grief. So that starts a whole new, when you have these endings and these constant losses and losses and losses, and there's no begin, it begins something, but it begets grief. Okay. So these parents, they grew up with a lot of grief in their life. All right. From everything that was ending, just constant ending, just constant loss, constant. And this gave a whole birth to grief in their life. Okay. That's what that is showing us right now. And wow. So having that said, I just want to let you guys also know that siblings or lack thereof them, you know, these parents, if they were an only child even, okay, so we're going, because I heard somebody getting excuses for that, so this covers that. If they were even an only child, all right, it could play a major role in how they form, maintain their relationships, but also siblings or not plays a role in how you form relationships in your life. So that's a big deal. All right. So I want to point that out. So either way, it plays a role. Now, the biggest part is what is happening to the parents and they don't know it's happening. What causes these parents so much anxiety? Because that's what it leads to. That's the final, the anxiety. What causes these parents so much anxiety in their life, besides these losses and grief and everything, the turmoil they already experienced? What caused it? You know, what ignited this type of energy for them to be available to succumb and carry with them to their adulthood, right? So what we need to take a look at is the urgency of infancy, that through it during their infancy, even their period where they were in their parents' womb, anything in that before 2 years old, all right, that infancy stage, that pre-verbal stage, if you will, the stage before they begin to talk, right? They are around a lot of negative influences, a lot of negative energies, a lot of bickering. Their parents and their parents, or whoever, somebody's around them with all of this negative energy. So that intercedes in the womb. And that really hurts. You know, I know you guys heard your parents say, don't look at this or don't do that when you're pregnant, or don't, you know, well, I didn't hear them say, you know, for most people, like, don't be around the negativity, but that is what should have been interjected, you know, at some point. Don't be around negativity when you're pregnant, because that has a lot to do with child development. So they got to the point where even in a psychological form, they started telling people, put music on your stomach, you know what I'm saying, to block some of that stuff out. All right, they tried to, you know, tell you guys in different way. Just put the music. Oh yeah, classical music. Yeah. Anything but that jibber jabber you're doing. You know, all that arguing, bickering, fighting, all this stuff the baby is experiencing. But in the infancy stage, the pre-verbal stage, all right, that's going to interject all through the lifetime and causes severe anxiety to the parents. So that's what I got for the parents. You know, that this is what they in turn had to endure. Now, you know, God forbid, the ones who really had early parenting experiences on top of that, that's a whole new commentary for itself, or, you know, that's a whole new video, you know, those as well. But just to talk about just parenting as a whole, That's what they had to experience. Okay. And also, a lot, the kids have to carry a lot. The kids have a heavy burden here. I pull more for the kids than I would have the parents, but nevertheless, I get 4 for them. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So yeah, so I'll put 4 for the kids, but the kids had to experience all of these things as well. The kids grow up, really having hard time forming relationship with friends, children, whatever like that, because of that grief that parent interjected in the wound of their child, carrying their child. So that grief birthed their children. Okay, that energy of grief birthed their children, which made them have lack thereof some friends. Okay, very difficult with friendships coming up. Rarely able to play around, unable to have this physical intimacy in a romantic relationship. So it really affected them longevity as well. So the children are being affected in all sorts of ways. However, I do not find that an excuse to be disrespectful to your parent, disregard your parent in any way. I don't find it. And if those who know my story know why. I don't see that. I really believe if a parent or anyone is under the influence, then that's exactly what they are, under the influence. So therefore, you do not get the title, or you do not earn the title to give this a voice. Okay, you cannot give this a voice if you're under the influence. If you're under the influence, it has to be simply what it is: a person who's under the influence, not a parent, not a child, not a this and that. This is somebody under the influence. So therefore, we cannot take this as who they are. You know what I mean? Acting out themselves. You know what I'm saying?
They're under the influence, but their actions did have an effect on that child. They're under the influence, and they got put out the house, and they lived on the streets, so they never had the basic things in life. They never knew where their next meal was coming from because their parents smoked it all. It affects them whether the parent was under the influence or whether they just did everything with the same mind. It's no difference the effect that it has on the child, what state that the parent was in.
Well, again, like I said, like that is a different approach. I see that's a different approach, but for me, I would still be I would have a real serious issue with that, because it's parents that this is where I have a issue. It's parents that have not drank or drug day in their life, and they still the ones who can do things as ugly as this. Now those are the ones that should be held accountable. For me, that's the way
they should probably go to jail, or maybe not have their children or something like that. They all should be held accountable. Even they all should be held accountable, though. Honestly, it's different levels. It's different levels to different crimes, but they all need to be held accountable.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, and before Tech really just simply saying, those are the ones that I have a severe issue with, the ones who have not drank, have not drugged, and have not been diagnosed mentally ill. You know what I'm saying? That is the problem, for me. That is the problem, parent. The one who does not have a drug problem whatsoever. Now, the ones who had a drug problem and stuff like that, believe me, with all my heart, it would be hands down, heart down from the door, that I would definitely have to excuse you, because drugs, you cannot function. That's common sense.
But what are you excusing them from? What are you excusing them from? And they're parents. They don't get to be excused, and they're parents.
I'm not saying,
especially not to a child. They do not get to be excused, and they are parents.
I'm not saying excuse them. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that it is not their fault. It is not them. If they're under the influence, it's simply what it is.
Well,
They
what
are.
they're doing while they're under the influence, yeah, they're under the influence. But whose problem is that? That shouldn't be the child's problem that their mother decides, that their parent decides that they want to be under the influence. The child wants to be under the influence, their parent needs to go be somewhere where under the influence people go. And maybe the child needs to be where children are taken care of by people that are not under the influence. And then also, when you were talking about the parent who wasn't under the influence and all this other kind of stuff, honestly, and actually I saw it recently, like a YouTube video, it might have been a book. People are actually born with genetics to be bad people. That is what they chose in life, to be bad, messed up people.
No, you can't say that if they're under the influence.
But we're not talking about the people. Didn't you hear me say that for people that were not under the influence, people
Oh,
just come here to be
that,
bad people? That was their choice before they were born, to just be bad people. So what do you
did,
do with those people? Put them on an island somewhere? I mean, if
did,
they do something bad enough, they should go to jail.
did you not hear me say that's the one that I don't agree with? The ones who are born that way, when they have no diagnosis, they are just jacked up as a parent. And this is where you express yourself as a parent. That right there, I cannot have, but I'm it's still not
So
my place
what is
to
there to agree with? I mean, is it that you don't have sympathy for those people and you do have sympathy for the other? None of it needs to be agreed with, because all of it leave children who are messed up as adults, children who need counselors. So none of it is anything to be agreed with. I mean, I
It's
would sympathize more maybe
not
with people under the influence.
I said it's not agree or disagree. It's my perspective that a parent who is sober to a T, all right, sober to a T, have no illness, have not been diagnosed with no mental illness whatsoever, all right, and you treat your child in such an uncanny way, all right, I have a problem with that, period. I don't find a problem totally with the person who got caught up in a lifestyle when everybody was out there, flaunting that lifestyle, or it was an era, or it was that time, or whatever was going on at that time. Each time we have new age, we have all these things, all these different times brought different things. So you have different parents that grew up in the age of these times. All right. So I don't blame them for getting, like caught up, because that was like anybody could have got caught up.
Well, I
That's
mean, that was
you.
the thing to do.
That's
Excuse me, get caught up in whatever the end thing was. However, these people are parents, so they have a responsibility to their children. So again, at some point they have to cut the line. Okay, I have children, I cannot do this. I have children, I should not be doing this. And they don't.
not
They
in
don't
that.
cut the line. So there is a problem. There is a problem with that. You still have children who don't know where their next meal is coming from because their mom is out drinking. Their parent is out drinking. Their parent is out high somewhere. These children don't know where their meal is coming from. So they're all in the same boat.
Yeah, but
Looking at the children are all in the same boat. The parents, okay, they probably need different intervention. The ones that have the dependency on substances, they might need rehab. The ones who were just born evil, maybe they need to go to the nut house or something like that, or
yes,
the hospital, the mental hospital. There's a
yeah,
place where they both belong, but neither of them are fit to be parents. Neither.
okay.
So they
Well,
all
I
need counseling.
that whatsoever. I'm not taking away from that at all. I think, hey, I'm just saying, me as a person, like I have more compassion, for the one who was caught up in drugs and alcohol, because they were acting off of something that was not of their energy, of their element. That's why they had wine and spirits. They took that off because it's a whole different spirit inside of you. All right.
I can understand the compassion. That's like
Open
people
the
that
door.
get addicted to prescription drugs.
Door. The devil can't come in unless you open the door, and nothing can happen to you unless you open up and pour.
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of understand the compassion there, but it's still, we still have children that need problems. You have families that all of them need counseling from it. So once they turn their life around, I mean, I commend them and all, but still, if they did not deal with the past and the issues that they might have caused the children from the past, it doesn't matter how much they turn their life around. The child at one day is going to probably come to them and say, well, you did this and you did that, and that did this to me, that did that. They all need counseling.
Well, to be honest with you wholeheartedly, I am a victim of things, but I've never ever came to my parents in that such a way. I've never done that. I've never done that. I only asked my father one question, and that was why, because that was from the situation I only asked him one question, why? I do not find it necessary to demeanor or disregard someone else or step on them because they had a past or because things happen X, Y, and Z. But I am a realist and I live in reality. So like I said, I still hold them a little bit more higher than I hold the parent who did not drink or drug and did not adhere to their lifestyle of being a parent. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I stand on it. That's my issue with it.
All of them, again, just they lead to children and that need counseling, they need help. Would you can say that you believe that you still would need counseling or whatever behind the things that happen?
Hell to the, girl, you almost made me have be like, anywho, everybody needs counseling.
Right, so that's why I'm like, we still got that whole need of counseling.
That is green earth here. Everybody need counseling. Ain't nothing been fair. Ain't nobody been, even though people want to put on their little facade and look like, yeah, I'm in high and I'm in my house now. Oh no, that doesn't end the pain, baby. It still goes deep. Still needs
so everybody, like you say, that whole brand new you, they still have the pain. That whole I'm a brand new me. Well, you still got people that you have caused pain that still live with the pain that you caused them, even if you are a brand new you.
Yeah, I get that. And that's powerful. It's like I said, everyone needs the help and everyone needs the help. Like I said, I'm a little more lenient on the one who was using more than the one who was not. I'm a little bit more lenient on that because now getting back to our original topic, because it was really originally to help our parents, the parents, this is what I come to you guys for, to help the ones who are being stepped on and slandered and really constantly reminded of their past by their children. The ones who really turn their life around and use, drugs or whatever like that. And you turned your life around, and believe it or not, smart kid, the one who want to disrespect their parent all the time and remind them of their past. Believe it or not, you were a part of that milestone in their life, that you were a part of that major decision in their life to turn around and to be there for you, living for you. All right, because they could have easily, took the easy way out. A lot of people OD, a lot of people did whatever. They could have taken an easy way out. You could be sitting here and have no one to talk to and give that little sassy mouth that you want to give to your parent now and remind them of the past. Oh, yeah, they could have took an easy way out. They could have did a lot of things, okay? The Most High could have took them away from you guys, knowing that you guys wouldn't be have a slight of gratitude for the parent, even whatever. The bottom line is, I salute those parents who really came a long way. People don't know until they walk a third in your shoes what you've been through, okay? And the kids, for you guys, for the parents of those kids who are definitely reminding you of your past, please really keep in mind that you really did an awesome job. You did not, you do not go unnoticed, okay? I see you. You know what I'm saying? We see you, you know, the Most High sees you. You're walking into, all right? Because they're reminding you of your past, that's okay. That's all they have that to them will last. But it's only your past, all right? It is not the now you. And you guys stay rooted and booted in the now you, all right? Because that's really your suit and you wear it very well. That's why I wanted to really do this video, because I wanted to commend those parents who really went through so much just to be here for their children who don't even appreciate them being here, all right? That's why I wanted this video made.
That's a good message. I mean, again, as a parent, your children, they do grow up, and you could have raised them the best you could with all good intention. Even parents that didn't have any addictions or abuse any substances or anything like that, the children still grow up and won't associate with them or won't, honor them how they should be. So it's just a choice that child has made. But
whole nother video. When we get to those parents, we get to them parents.
But it's still, again, I can throw them out because that's just what happens. That's an example. So even if a parent that it didn't happen to, where you would expect the child to not turn, they do turn. So with the children, when they've had problems like that in the past, it will be a greater incident of them turning, but it's a possibility. And sometimes, just keep on, living your life and living your new life. And eventually they will catch on. They will catch on. And they may not say it because they're too prideful, but I'm sure that they are deep down, proud of you and the change that you made in your life and with your life.
Oh, I would love to hear that though, like 3D loud and really. You guys, I hope you guys heard that. Thank you, Ty, because that was powerful. You say because they have too much pride to admit it, and it just doesn't, because the hurt outweighs the good. But at this time, because they have not learned how to decompose that hurt, let the hurt go. Because it doesn't, because I'm telling you guys, like those who think the parents are gonna be here, they can't be here forever. You guys gotta come to your senses at some point, and so there's, so it's too late. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's not here. We're only passing through, and everybody's doing the best that they can do. So what I'm going to close out with, are you ready for me to close, Tech?
Yep, go ahead and give them a message.
Okay, so this is a message, you guys, that is to the parents, you guys, and the children, because I asked for both energies. So hopefully, we haven't touched it. We don't know what it's going to say, but we believe that Divine Spirit has something, to say for you guys through this message. This is the whole spiritual team here. Okay. All right. It says, dear you, it might be hard to believe you'll ever get to where you want to go. Feel the way you want to feel and find peace and security. But you guys can find it. Okay. It says, but you can. All right. You might not think you can find it, the peace and serenity, but you can. There's lots to celebrate to this life. But first, you need to let go of this attachment to achieving certain results. It is easy to get caught in the endless loop of wanting this or that so you can feel safe. The only way out is to surrender the attachment, empty yourself so you can be filled with something new. The compulsion will be lifted and peace will come All right. Trust that something better waits, that something new will open up and you will see new opportunities for fulfillment. The truth is, whenever you get into that loop, what you are really looking for is spirit. All right. What you are really looking for is spirit, the Most High. That connection is where the power, the peace, and the purpose lies. Everything else follows after that. All right. Give yourself a hug. We've got you. Loving you so much in the spiritual realm, in the spiritual world. Thank you, guys.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Info.
Thank
Well, make sure you guys leave a comment, leave a message, let us know if you got anything from this
Any
part
topic
2.
touch
Huh?
on? Any topics you want us to touch on?
That's right, yes. Also do that. And make sure you like, subscribe, and share the video. Did you have anything else you wanted to say, Info?
No, I'm good. Like I said, I was gonna pull that last message, and that was for the parents and the children. So vital that they be commended somewhere, because that's hard work.
Mm-hmm.
Hard work to to say no and mean it, and years later still mean it. These parents walking this path for years, some of them, and still getting, hurt by their loved ones, the ones that they started to walk for, had a lot to do with that walk, So.
Well, I guess till death last, till death pass. I always be tearing that up.
You said it last. We'll see
Say what?
You said it.
We will see you next time. Namaste. See, I kill it.